Perfect. Welcome.
So thanks for joining us on a team call tonight. We wanted to talk about posting and just kind of and some of the tips and tricks that have kind of worked for us. With this business, a lot of it is just by attraction. And one thing that I try to avoid doing is posting a lot of like ads and stuff like that, and really just giving like an inside glimpse of my life. I try to be as raw as I can. I try to be as positive also. So trying
I got it.
So trying to, I just totally lost your thought. Is somebody's thing on?
Right, it's being unmuted.
I don't see anybody. It's like super distracting.
But I got it muted again.
Okay.
Gone.
Okay.
Representatives there.
Oh, I see. I do that all the time. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you're just trying to give people a glimpse of, because basically what we're trying to do is attract people to you, because if you notice there's like a million Beachbody coaches out there, and so kind of like the idea is to try to find the people that would get along with, friends that people that are going to be attracted to you and want your help as opposed to Jessica's help or Nicole's help or whatever. And so basically some of the things that I wanted to talk about. So one thing is extremely important is to show up every day on your Facebook. Like you don't want to go a day. I try not to even go too many hours. I actually noticed right before I got on this call, I hadn't posted in like 7 hours. And I try to post at least 5 times a day. So that way I can do a couple posts that are health and fitness related. And then I can also do other posts that aren't. Like today, I posted about this thing that I got in my salad. I really didn't know what it was. It was really good. And so just like little things where it was like still kind of health and fitness related, but it wasn't like, my sweaty selfie or whatever. And so basically what I try to do my workout every day. I try to post something about coaching, although I'm still trying to get that part down on like how to, because what I'm trying to do is attract people that want to coach as well. And you are going to attract what you're posting about. So when I first started, all I posted about was my results, the weight I was losing. So that's all I was attracting was people that wanted to lose weight. And that's perfectly fine. But now I'm at a point in my business where I'm trying to recruit coaches. But with that, you're also going to be attracting challengers, because that's what makes a good coach, is somebody that's done the program, has gotten results, and have just, are going to be able to help other people get the same types of things. So kind of like my rules of thumb, I try not to post within the same hour. I try to do a post and then at least an hour to 2, because what happens with Facebook is that if you post a whole bunch right away, whatever one gets the most attraction is going to make your other one go down, and nobody's going to see it. And so you basically just want to make sure you're spreading them out. Don't have them all at one time. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about? What am I missing?
Yeah. Well, I think that she's absolutely right about posting often. It doesn't, like she said too, it doesn't have to be your sweaty selfie. It should be at least once a day. I don't care if you think it's redundant. It's important that they see you doing that every day. Because when you're sending out your new messages to new friends, like today or this week, I've probably sent out 30 new messages to new friends, because I was kind of backlogged on doing that. And probably 2 out of 3 message back with, "Oh, I love your health and fitness posts," and blah, 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 right? So then I don't have to bring it up. Like, it's clear. They already know that that's part of my gig. So even though it's not the only thing I post every day, you got to make sure you do that. Megan hit on something really important too, right at the beginning, which was to stand apart from all the other coaches, because there are 400,000. Probably not many of them are actually working, but they're discount coaches or whatever. But stand out from the unique salespeople and the it works salespeople and all of that. You don't want to just be a walking billboard for Beachbody. They have that covered. They're advertising all over the place. Like, we don't need to do that. What you're trying to show them is your life and what, an inside to the lifestyle that you have. And the people that like the way that your lifestyle looks are most likely going to be the people that you'd be friends with, like she said. And yeah, so I think you nailed it on that. I think, will you talk a little bit about, you don't have to do it right this second, but about being yourself? Because that's something I've learned a lot from Megan about, is not whitewashing yourself so much that you just are like this homogenous person that only appeals to, or tries to appeal to everybody.
Yeah. So one thing that I noticed, so when I first started, it's like you think you have to like change it up and you have to appease people and be like you're at work customer service, where like, if you're at your real job, like you're not going to just be like, hey, F you, or whatever, or cuss a lot. And the fact of the matter is that who I am, although I am trying to be better about it, just because I'm trying to grow as a person, and I do tend to be quite vulgar, but like part of me is I'm sarcastic. I have kind of a dark sense of humor, and people like that about me. I mean, not everyone, but, and like, it's kind of like Deanna, right? Like she says French toast, and I say the F word, and I won't say it out of respect just because we're on her team call. But it's just like, that's just how I am. And so, but the people that she's attracting aren't going to be the ones that I'm attracting. And just like the same, like, I'm going to attract my people. But I do try to tone it down a little bit, but I still am I am me, and that's what you're going to get. And sometimes
friends are following Megan, you'll see, like, she'll do a post. You did a great one about old Michael the other night. And it was like something that you wouldn't see most, like Deanna posting. I'm sorry, Deanna, we're using you as an example. But if you looked at how many comments she got, because your likes are great. If you get a lot of likes, that's great. But what you want are comments and interaction. So shares, right? So it wasn't the kind of post that was going to get shared, but she had so many comments because she just like laid it out in a really real way. And her friends and the people that connect to her loved it. I was laughing out loud.
That's one thing that before Beachbody, I've always been known for, is like putting Michael on blast. Like, everyone knows that I love him, and I do love him, but I also love humiliating him. But not really, like, it's in good fun, but I get a lot of interaction on those posts, and that's who I am. And I don't want to change that to have to fit a certain mold. Like, I'm going to be who I am. Now, there's certain things that recently I've had go on that is not necessarily my story to share. Like with my daughter, like I kind of touched on, having a lot going on, so I don't have to put like my daughter's dirty laundry on there to still be able to like just go like, I'm going through some shit, and I'm struggling, or I got a lot of stress, and I can talk about other things without, so they always say like share about stuff that's going on, and then there's just some things that aren't quite your story to share, but you can still kind of talk about it. Like, one thing, I got a lot of messages saying, well, everything looks so perfect, and I'm like, well, everything is far from perfect over here. I just try to make the best out of what's going on, and and sometimes it's reaching out to people the way that I did.
Make your message. Like, so if you are a mom that's like I've been in like kind of a chaos mode the last couple days, and if you've got something going on and there's a way that you can, share it and make other people feel a little bit better about the fact that they're like losing their minds, or that, their kids are screaming or whatever, make your mess your message.
And that's kind of how you relate to people as well, is, is just when you have certain things going on in your life, someone else can be like, dude, I got the same crap going on. And then you're just building relationships based on that. Like, not everybody wants to see this perfect cookie cutter. Oh, you love working out and you love eating healthy. The fuck I do. I do not. I enjoy what it does for me, but I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I can't wait to work out. Like, I'm watching that timer like, oh my God, dude, when is this going to be over? My legs are burning. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Like, you don't have to be like, this is awesome. I love it. Like, I mean, I do love the programs, but it's more like I love it when it's done.
Well, and you know what? People relate to that, right? Because we didn't become coaches because all of a sudden we were perfect at working out and eating right. We became coaches because we like helping people. Well, I know for a fact that people feel better. Oh God, like 6-8 months ago, I was like crying because I just like binge ate pancakes, and I just was feeling like it was just like one of those moments, right? And I'm like on there live, like my nose is dripping, and I wasn't being a total mess, but I was, it was like a real moment, right? You get so many more messages, private messages from people when you do share. You don't have to have a massive story. It can be something small, but when you do share about things that are harder, people are going to feel like they know you better. And that's going to help them trust you better, and then you'll be able to help them better. So definitely don't be afraid to put some of the scarier stuff up there. Anytime I've talked about mental illness or alcoholism or drug problems, I don't get into every horrible thing I did, but I talk about how it's affected me and where I'm at now. And every time I get messages from somebody thanking me for saying something, right? So, it's just something to think about, is you're going to probably help more people by talking about the stuff that's, oh my God, stuff that's a little bit more challenging. Okay. Now I'm in the dark. Anyway, so people can relate better to that. People, I think, are less likely to follow somebody that they think, oh God, if I've got to try to do everything perfect to be successful at this, because they're all judging when they're watching you. Justin says this really well. He says that when people are watching you, what they're trying to figure out is if they can do what you do. So if everything is perfect, they're not going to feel like they can do it. If all your grammar is always exactly right, and all the things that we all stress out about, right? Oh, I didn't say that right, or oh, my picture wasn't pretty enough, or whatever. They're going to be more likely to believe in themselves if they see that you're just feeling your way through it too. But I saw Tammy said something here. There's a coach in our area. She posted that her little girl went to the local bakery. This little girl's birthday. I know my mommy's a Beachbody coach. That's so great. I love it. That's so cute.
Well, and it's kind of like, just like what you're saying though, Tammy, is like, you don't have to be like, I don't eat the cupcake. Like, it's okay. If you're going to eat the cupcake, you're going to eat the cupcake. It's all about balance. And Nicole talks about that a lot, is like her balance of, she's into her health and fitness, but she also has her, her treats and her Taco Tuesdays and all that kind of stuff.
How many people are going to feel more like I might actually have success at this program if I can actually have a taco every once in a while, or if I can actually have, that one fancy dessert that I like on my birthday, because most people aren't going to be able to do everything cold turkey. I mean, I can't,
Yeah. And the thing on that same note is that you don't want to only be posting about all the cheats that you do. Like, you want a majority of it to be like your health and fitness, but also showing the balance, It's
a little like witchcraft, you guys. So you got to kind of like get into a little flow, post regularly, mix it up, and find those times like that you have like high traffic times. You'll start to notice as you post, oh my God, Jen. You'll start to notice as you post that certain times a day you're going to get more interaction. Most of the time that's evenings or early mornings, sometimes lunches for people that are on lunch, checking their phones. A lot of people say Sunday and Mondays are big days for them. Kind of watch for that, because if you've got a post that you're really wanting to, like, if you're going to do a call to action, like where you're inviting people to big invite to your challenge group, or something that you want more people to see, you don't want to probably put it on at, 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. I mean, unless that's your market and your people are probably home at that time. I'm just saying it's a little bit of it's a hodgepodge of things to start to get right. But if you're posting regularly, you'll figure that out. Like, that's the key. I think a lot of new coaches, and Megan is the same way. My face was never on my Facebook until I had kids. Then maybe I would show up a little bit, like part of my face or whatever, but not my body, right? So most of us weren't super comfortable posting a selfie every freaking day or posting in general every day. So if you want to like start to see this, people start to identify you with what you're doing faster, get regular at posting. Just show up.
Yeah, with that, I used to, seriously, you would not find a selfie on my Facebook page. I would be embarrassed. I would think people thought I was stuck up. I didn't want to be one of those people that you're like, oh my God, can you post another selfie? You know, because I had lots of people on there that like selfies all day long and like 50 of the same one. Right. And I've kind of gotten over that. And part of it is because so like Michael's brother, he always is like talking crap and he means it in good fun. But like usually I would like be like, oh my God. And I would stop doing whatever it is that anybody made fun of me for. But now it's like for all the people I annoy, I can care less because I have so many more people that are like, you have inspired me to do that. And that feeling of being told that I've inspired them is way, like the value of that compared to Jay talking crap to me is like nothing. Like I can care less. Like he even jokes, like he'll be like, oh, you're going to be a public figure. You're going to make a public figure like page. And I go, matter of fact, when I'm ready, I will be. Thank you.
Right. Because guess what? He's not paying her bills, right?
He's not paying my bills.
So the thing is, your tribe, and I know we use that term a lot, but it's the people that you're going to walk with, the people that are going to either need your help for health and fitness or be a coach on your team, they aren't going to hate your posts. They're going to look forward to them, and it's going to lighten their days. And they might not like them. You might not see a person liking or commenting on your posts. And that same person, when you do reach out to them, will say, oh, I've really been enjoying your posts, right? Like not everybody hits that like button. So know that putting yourself out there and being a little embarrassed because your mom or whatever is going to see it is worth it. If you are trying to build this into a business, you need to have them see your face. You need to be identified at the grocery store, you know?
And everybody's watching. When I go out in public and I go to like functions, because I'm in recovery, so I go to recovery functions, people that I didn't even think were following because they never like my stuff. I never see them on my news feed. I never, they'll be like, oh yeah, I noticed this. Oh, you're buying a house. I mean, they tell me everything I've got going on. And I'm like, I didn't even realize that they were watching, And then there was one girl that I was kind of intimidated by her, and she'd be one person I'd be like, I bet she thinks I'm like this weirdo, posting all this stuff. And then she messaged me about doing the workout program. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't ever assume that people are judging you. Do what you're going to do because it's what you like to do. And the motivation that you're going to give others and helping others is way more rewarding. My dogs are getting in a fight right now.
So does anybody have any questions at all right now? I mean, a lot of you guys have, Corey is probably like the newest gal here, right? So I know that you guys are getting, you post a lot. Tammy and Jen are both really great at being themselves and just embracing who they are. Natalie, I don't know if you can talk or not, but Natalie's been posting her face a lot more lately. And have you noticed do you notice anything yet since that? Kind of thinking about because she always would show up, she showed up every day regardless. But have you noticed any sort of difference after having done that? Let me unmute you. There you go.
What do you mean by different?
Well, even just the other day, you'd said Tanya Landis is liking my stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where they've been friends for, I don't know, 2 years or whatever, right? I do
have people that I haven't talked to for a long time or that I worked with, in the past that have been liking, like if I, not everybody's liking my workout posts, but people, like when I just post a picture, you know, and write something, I'm getting a lot more likes that way. So
I was just curious if you were noticing anything about that. I don't think they won't like the workout posts as much. They just won't. I mean, unless you have like a super hot picture, then you'll get a bunch of likes.
Well, my Fitbit, I got like 80 some likes from my Fitbit. So I know.
They like it. People will be watching. So just, you know, post regularly. If there's one thing that I think that I've changed in the last, probably since last January, since last year, I've been a lot more vocal about the coach side. We kind of touched on that for a minute in the beginning, but it's not like I'm posting posts like come be a coach on my team all the time. Every once in a while I'll put something kind of like that up. Like we did that cute little video at the end of the year this year where it had all of us from my side of the family were in there. And but more it's like work, you know, a post where I drop that I'm working at home, or, you know, that I love what I'm doing. And making sure that people realize that this is a business. There is no shame in making money doing something that you love, especially when that thing is benefiting lots of people. Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, come on. I'm going to mute you. There you go. Oh, I muted you back. Hold on.
I was just going to ask if you guys can touch bases on when you do have either likes or comments, how the two of you, and I know Deanna and Justin do this as well, maybe could touch bases for how you guys reply and how it separates, not to reply to everybody at the same. You know where I'm going with that?
I very rarely don't reply to everybody. I mean, like I almost always, at the end of the night, it's part of my, you know, I like my routine. I go through, I comment on all my challengers in the challenge group. And then I go to my page and I check the post that I did for that day mostly. I don't go back too far. And if I have comments, I comment back. And just because it gets you that person gets to feel a little bit more like you're actually talking to them. It validates whatever they said. And a lot of people like to message so they get a lot of likes on their workout posts, and then they go, hey, I saw you. Thank you for liking my post. You know, sometimes it is appropriate, especially if you're really, really new and you're putting out posts that, you know, you're putting yourself out there for the first time, and people will know that because, you know, you just started doing this. It is appropriate to message some of those likes and go, you know, I just want to thank you for that support and that love on my post, because it scared the crap out of me to post that. And it made me feel good when I saw that you liked it. You don't have to turn that into an invite or anything like that. But I do tend to look at my likes on those workout posts and see if there's anybody who's not already in my challenge group or on our team that liked it, so that I can reach out to them and make sure, you know, I've invited them recently, or re-invite them, you know, follow up. So that's kind of how I do it. Do you comment on everything too, Megan?
So I'm actually not the best at that. Like, I would like to go in and like every time somebody says something, and there's days I do, honestly, I get super busy. But one thing that I do try to do is if I have a post that's getting a lot of comments and it's one that I want people to see, whenever people comment, if I take time and like I'll comment back on that, it'll put my post back up at the top where it's a little bit more popular, people are seeing it more. And then I'll even kind of wait a little while to do it again. Like I'll comment on a few, and then I'll try to go in and like for my free groups or whatever, I'll go in and I'll add everybody, but I won't say it until later, like if I haven't had any activity on there. Because the more comments that you have on there, the more it's going to be showing up in people's feed. That's why sometimes you'll be on Facebook and it'll be like, oh, so-and-so liked this picture from like 2 years ago, but it brought it back up like that picture was old. And so, and another thing is if you have a post that that you made and nobody's really commenting, you could always message one of us or somebody else that you talk to on the team and just ask them to go in and like make a comment, you know, like to bring it back up. Because sometimes you you don't really think about it. I do it sometimes, like the time of day post. Like if you post it at a certain time and nobody says anything, because you kind of, like, for me, Fridays suck. I can post stuff on Friday. I'm not going to get nothing. I just get no activity. I personally get the most Mondays. And you just kind of watch, and kind of what Jessica's saying, I don't get a ton of likes on my health and fitness posts unless it's food or something. They want recipes and stuff like that. But like my workout posts, like I don't get a ton of likes. So when I do, it's usually people that are already in my challenge group. But I still do it, because when I start those conversations with people who are like, oh yeah, I've been doing those challenges. I'm like, you haven't posted that you're doing it. So, I mean, you just keep doing it, because even if they're not getting the likes, people see it. And they're going to start, like, they're going to be like, oh, I really want to lose weight. Megan's doing this, or Nicole's doing that, or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right. It's true. It's true. You just need to do it. Like, even, and if you're freaking out, this is another thing people do in posts a lot. And Deanna covers it when she talks about posting. If you're struggling with something, if you're getting a lot of objections about a certain thing, like whether it's food or like cost or time or whatever, or if you're like kind of nervous about something, like, I mean, I put a stupid selfie of me flexing almost every day. So the other day I had a really kind of a rotten day. Was that yesterday? And then I worked out and I felt 1,000% better. And I did take a picture of my arm because I was making me happy to look at it. And I said, oh, another picture of my arm? Yeah. You know why? Because like, this is why I felt before and this is what I felt after. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of addressed that. Yeah, I know I put a lot of pictures of my arm stuff, but look, I'm happy about it. It makes me happy. And if we are sending anything out to people, it should be happy, right? Like, we should, especially right now, you guys, if you can make somebody laugh at this stage of the game, if you can make somebody smile because you got a cute little baby or something, do it, because people really like it right now. They're really thrilled about it. So definitely, show up every single day. And if you're worried about something, say it. Or if you're getting no's about something, say, you know what? I realize it's hard to work out. It's helped me a lot because I don't have to go anywhere. I have 30 minutes and I work out and I get it done because I feel better or whatever. Because by addressing it on your page like that, not only are you reaching potentially some of those people that gave you that objection, but you're getting it out of your head. Because if you're getting a particular objection, it's because you're projecting it. And I didn't like hearing that in the beginning. Because we don't want to like take ownership for that kind of stuff, and it's kind of a esoteric way to think about it. But if you have a price issue, if you don't see the value in it, you're going to get price objections. If you don't have a lot of time and that's what you're always stressed about, that's the kind of objection you're going to get. So by just voicing that on your page and your posts, you're kind of helping talk yourself out of it too. So all kinds of benefits.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah. Any questions? This is so great that you guys showed up tonight, by the way.
Nicole.
Seriously. Okay, Nicole.
Yeah, I was going to ask real quick too. Do you guys use, I know there's a lot of, elite coaches and 5-star, 10-star diamond coaches that use sorry about the background noise. The guys are leaving for basketball practice. But do you guys use a second page? Meaning like Mountain Mama Fitness Facebook page. I mean, I have, you know what I'm saying? I think what I really struggle with, and I'm just being real because it's who I am, and I'm really sick right now. But so there's that. But I was gonna say is I really have a hard time balancing which page to post from, if that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious to know what you guys have or what you guys do. I don't think I personally have any problem in using my Facebook page. I'm new to Facebook. I've only been on it a year and a half now. And, yeah, it's kind of weird, but everybody's like, oh, you need a Facebook page. I'm like, no, 800 million other people have it. I don't need one, all right?
I felt like I was late in 2012 to the game, but yeah.
Yeah, no, never. I've never had one. My girlfriend just made my profile and made it everything for me. But I am curious to know if you guys are utilizing a second page.
So that's a good question, and I don't have a great answer for all of you individually, because some people specifically use their like page. Some people only use their main page. Some people use both. Some people use Instagram. So it's going to take a little bit of playing around with things till you find what's going to work best for you. I personally suggest you use your regular main Facebook page. And that eventually when you feel like you've got your vitals down and you're doing your 3 of everything every day consistently, then worry about adding something like a like page. I think Natalie and I both, and probably Jen too, we all started our like pages pretty early in our game. And it scatters you a little bit until I started pretty much cross-posting a lot of things on every platform for now. If you have a challenge group and you have a regular job and you have kids and you have your daily vitals you're trying to do, you probably don't need to add a like page right now. As you go along, though, they're a great tool for reaching broader markets, but you have to be able to be consistent with it. So like pages, ads and things, you can get an ad. Natalie's got an ad that works really well, a boosted post that she's had forever. So on like pages, what that means is when you build a like page, you can boost your posts and pay money to get those. Like when you see sponsored and you see somebody's little posts, they're paying to get that in your feeds. Some people have a lot of luck with those as far as attracting new clients, new challengers. But you also need to have, some money to put into those ads at that point. Like there's just it's just a lot more stuff. I don't know. You're not really using your like page an awful lot, right, Megan?
No, I just haven't deleted it because I'm busy,
right.
But
so Megan's the top coach on Justin and Deanna's team, right? She does not use her like page.
I started it because I wanted to boost posts. It's been pretty much a waste of my money, but I also don't put very much into it, and I'm just not at a point where I want to do that yet. So, but Nicole, in your particular situation, you've got your Sunday meal prep. I think it's perfect. I think the way that you're using it is really good. Like you're still posting on your page, but then you've got your meal prep stuff over there. I don't have anything like that. Like if I have a like page, it's going to be the same exact thing that's on my normal page. So maybe once I get up to 5,000 people on my regular Facebook page and I'm just not there. I'm only like halfway and I add a ton of people. I guess I do that in spurts though, but and then, so I guess for the most part, and what the top coaches do is they post the same exact thing. So you'll go, or they just have quit even using their personal page and they're just using their like page because they've got like 10,000 followers or more. And so, I just lost my thought. So I don't recommend it in the beginning. Although with you, Nicole, I think that because you've got your Sunday prep thing that you do, it's a little bit different. And the way that you use it is just fine. But I would say, like, for the most part, just posting on both, pretty much the same place. But I like that you kind of like invite people to go over to that page to watch your live food prep stuff.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to be the one that's getting people's eyes on that page, which is another thing that's gonna take your time. And I'm not trying to be really negative about it because there are a lot of benefits to a like page. We can do a whole series of calls like with the information that Justin's been learning about like pages. And eventually that's what you need to do. But unless you're really like, you've absolutely tapped out, like Megan said, unless you've got 5,000 friends and Facebook's not going to let you friend any more people, you still have a lot of people to work with. You still have a lot of, I think that in the beginning, it was kind of the idea for me was like, oh, that's kind of the magic answer. So you're going to post about your challenge group. You're going to boost it. And I won't have to reach out and invite people on my own. Like that was my thought, right? Like I won't have to do the part that is hard for everybody. The like reaching out, building relationships and talking and inviting them with my message, right? So I thought, oh, I'm just going to pay and have people like, just show up. Well, that isn't how it worked out for me, or it's not how it's worked out. I've only built, the only way that I've built any of my business is from doing the vitals. So unless you're doing those regularly, I say hold off on it. Unless, like you said, like Megan said, you know, with what Nicole's doing in particular, I think it's pretty brilliant. I think it'll work. But we're not experts on this, you guys. And that doesn't mean Ashley Molstead, one of the top coaches in Oregon and probably in the company, I guess, she only uses her like page. I mean, it's just, I
think that was over time. That
right.
was you're getting so many followers.
Yeah. And you do have to have a certain amount of like followers before you can even go public figure on your page, which is actually, I think, a good way to go eventually. But you have to have like 5,000 followers. So, I mean, I think I've had mine for almost 2 years. I have 830 people that like it. You know what I mean? Like it takes a while to build that
Well,
up.
and I think like when you first see those sponsored posts, you're like, dude, there's like 2,000 comments on here. And they're like, sign me up. And I'm like, I'm doing that. And then I get on there, I get like 5 people that never respond to my messages. Right. And then I'm like, how did I attract this person? Like, they look like a crackhead. Like, what the heck happened here? And so it just hasn't worked for me. I quit doing it.
Would you write that up in Next Generation as a post? Could you do that? Because Natalie had a really great way to kind of branch out and meet new friends from a group she was in. They pretty much just said, hey, I want to make friends with you in this group, you people in this group. Like, if you comment or you just copy that post and put it up in Next Generation. Anyhow, she ended up getting like 60 new friends this week from that group. And it was all willingly. People were like willingly friending each other. It wasn't like somebody, because if you guys have been in groups before, you know, there's like poachers that go in and like they immediately like try to friend everybody and sell their Thrive or whatever. So I think that this was a really cool idea, but I think that would be a really good post for Next Generation.
Another thing that we're going to touch on but forgot, if you go in the files page, or in the files tab, I mean, there's actually, it was from Trey, what's his name? Bear.
That effing guy, Trey Bear, yeah. The hot guy.
So he has like,
you guys know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah. Basically, you could go on there and it's got like different posts that you could do every day to kind of help share your journey without doing this. Like if you just don't know what to post, because sometimes, you know, like usually I'll try to, whenever I do my workout posts, I try to put something in there, not just, oh, I did my workout, you know, I try to write something. So this kind of gives you like a little bit of a guide on like what to post about. I think I haven't made it through it yet, but like, I think one's like, what are 2 things that you learned from your workout? Post it with a picture. And so if you're like really struggling, you could even just have that, and just whenever you don't have anything to post, you could just
go
through that list.
Different posts you can do, and it's in the files section of Team Next. They follow me. You know what I mean? They followed me down here. Team Next Generation. Also, if you're struggling with what to post, reach out to your coach or post in Team Next Generation. Or I don't follow a lot of top coaches. I just don't have time. I mean, honestly, I have to like fight to scroll and find my actual friends and coaches because, you know, I'm trying to like do all the other business, right? So I personally don't follow a lot of top coaches. But if I'm like struggling to figure out how to post my call to action or how to word it or whatever, there are a couple of top coaches that I really like and I relate to. And I'll go to their page and go, what did they post about today? Right? And then you go to their page and you be like, oh, you know, they posted whatever. You get a general idea and then you make it your own. You know, copy and pasting is not super, super great. But if you have questions or need help, reach out to one of us, me or Megan or Justin or Deanna or any of us really that are on your team. Because even a new coach might have put up a really cool post, right? Like say, you know, oh, you know what? We were going to kind of touch on this a little bit. we won't go into it very super deeply, but I know that there's quite a few people on the team and new people that would benefit from what we kind of call success partners. A lot of coaches will find a coach that they relate to, like, and would be friends with, and B, have very similar goals and ways about going about things, right? So that they can keep each other accountable, that they can work on their goals together. And it's really, I think we're going to try to do something with Team Rock Hard Bodies where it's kind of like dating, you know, like we're going to try to find different people that want success partners and try to find people that would really work well together. Because like Megan and I started kind of, we officially started dating last year. When was it? Was it after our breakfast, or I don't know. It was after escape room maybe. But anyway, and it works really well for us because we're very similar. We have a lot of similarities in our background. We have a similar sense of humor, and we both are in this to win this. Like this is like, we work hard on it. And so I know she pushes me to be better, and I try to push her to be better. And I know it's helping me a lot, right? So that's the kind of person that you can get help from with your posting and things like that. You guys might not share any of the same friends, even if it's just a little bit outside of your, friend group. But I definitely think that if you guys don't have somebody like that, that it's worth trying to kind of like poke around and find somebody to do that with.
And you kind of also pick on like things that like all the things that she said, because you guys have to be able to get along and stuff like that, and having the same goals, and also things that they're strong at that you're not,
right?
Or things that make you push, like, and you can have more than one. Like usually you have like your main one, but it's like a group, like, right. And usually it's not your personally sponsored coach or whatever. Although, like for me, like Nicole is somebody that I talk to almost probably just as much as Jessica.
Right. And Natalie and I talk every day. Jen and I talk every day. You know what I mean? We all work together. Like it's really good to do that. But it's kind of nice to have somebody that's not your upline or your downline coach too, right? Because it just makes it a little bit easier. Anyway, I think it's a really good idea, you guys, to find somebody like that. Hey, I want to take a picture of us. So I'm going to tell you guys first.
Yeah. Oh, so I don't look like this?
Yeah. Like, so I'm always like, nah. So Deanna and Justin, if you watch.
No, I think we should. I really think we should. Let's take 2 photos.
Okay.
Let's do like the one that's just like,
hold on.
And then do the one that's semi-pretty. Hang on, let me put some color into my
cheeks. Wait. Okay, so which one are we going to do first, guys?
Let's do the crazy one first if you guys are down.
Okay. What am I going to do? Like, I'm going to make the ugliest faces.
Hey, you count us off. You guys ready? Count us off, Megan.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, I don't know if I got any good ones, but we're gonna try it. Okay, I gotta turn my. Oh, there I look. Oh, even more fetching.
Who took the picture?
I'm taking pictures. Okay, we might have to do a crazy one again because now I can see myself better. Okay, let's do a pretty one first. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Okay, now one more rock and roll picture. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. That's how it's done, Deanna. You take the picture while
let us know, Deanna.
Yeah. On vacation. Oh, who else is dying over everybody's vacation pictures? Oh my God.
Majorly. Real bad.
I saw one today of Rebecca Ponto. She's on our bigger team. She's one of Jessica V's coaches. And she was just like on the boat smiling. Her hair was blowing back. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm dying.
Listen, I was dying looking at Francine's California sunset photo. Anything with sun. I don't care. I don't need to be in Honduras. I just want something with sun.
If I take a picture of a tanning bed, I'll probably feel better,
There you go, right?
All right. So if you guys have any other questions, I really appreciate you guys showing up when
Me
Megan
too,
and I
Tammy.
are doing these little things, because it really helps us. So thank you for that. This Sunday, we're going to redo what we did last Sunday and do the power hour, because I kind of blew it on like, you know, putting anything out about that. So I don't know, 9:30 Pacific time the night before. So I appreciate all of you gals that showed up. But Corey and some of the other folks that, you know, I was trying to, you know, I failed at letting them know about it. Let's do that this Sunday. Same time, 7:30 Pacific time. And yeah, we're just gonna bust out a power hour. Guys, stop. We only went 10 minutes over the hour. So this time we're gonna shave that 10 minutes off and we'll have it done in an hour. Okay.
One other thing I was going to say with that is it's going to be a working hour. And so if you guys can come with your list already, like just go through your posts, like maybe Saturday at some point, and make a big list of people that have liked your statuses, that have commented on your stuff, anybody that you want to invite. Because if you can take that list and sit down at that power hour, you're going to bust out a lot of crap. I mean, and it's just going to be so much easier. And then you'll actually be able to spend that 10 minutes doing, you know, the actual activity. And this is really just to kind of teach you how to do it, or get in the habit of it. Cause I'm trying really hard to get in a habit of doing a very focused hour, and that's it. The rest of my day would just be on doing my posts and that, you know, getting my workout in, but doing my vitals, being done with it. I don't have to do it anymore. And it's just laser focused, and I'm getting way more accomplished. So if you come to that list, Sunday morning, 7:30, be there or be square.
Yeah, be square. Honestly, if besides posting and doing our workouts ourselves, if an intentional work time is probably the most important thing that any of us can come up with. So, you know, Megan and I are talking about doing this weekly. It doesn't mean that everybody has to show up, but we're going to open it for anybody that wants to show up, because it helps us. And honestly, the sooner you can be focused, the less frazzled you'll feel. If you're always trying to fit in little things here and there all throughout the day, your family's going to hate you. You're going to hate it, you know. So anyway, let's do that on Sunday. Yay?
Yep.
Yay. I'll wash my hair. I haven't washed it yet, so I'll wash it for that. Oh, are they live? Those turds. Yeah. Just drinking. We're just holding down the fort here. You guys, awesome. Thank you so much for showing up. And then I'll post this up to YouTube and get it up on the team page in case anybody else wants to watch it. And if you have any questions, just hit us up.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Bye.